So in this video, I will be showing you how to make a login system using Unity. And it's really simple to do. All you have to do is follow the steps. If by chance you are having any issues, just comment down below and I will try to get back to you when I can. So the first thing that you want to do is make sure that you have a Unity project open already. After you do that, you want to head over to this link. It will be down in the description. Go ahead and click on code and then download as zip. Once you download it as zip, you want to export all those files that are inside of the RAR file, or the RAR folder, and just go ahead and put them in a different folder. And then head back to your Unity project. Open up the folder that you exported, and you want to drag over the Text Mesh Pro folder, and then you want to right click, create folder, and just call this scripts. Double click it, go back to the one that you downloaded, open up the scripts folder, click on API as well as Func, and then just drag those into the scripts folder that is inside of Unity. It will load. Okay, once it loads, click on scenes, head back, scenes, and you're just going to drag this login scene. And then head back over to your scripts folder and double click on Func. Once this loads, head down to line 69 and 374, and then this is when we will input our name, owner ID, secret, and version. In order to do this, you're going to go to KeyAuth.win. The link will be down in the description. If you don't have an account, just go ahead and register. And then once you register, you will go into a page that looks like this. Click on create app, and you can just name this whatever. I will name this Unity test, and just going to submit it. And then the code that you need will pop up right here. Just go ahead and copy that. Head back to Visual Studio and just replace line 69 through 74 with the new code. And then press Ctrl S to save it. And then you can head back to your Unity project once it loads. Okay, now that it loads, click on Assets, Scenes, and then Login Scene. And then this is how it will look. And now, if you click on the objects in Func, it will say that it's missing. And if you click on API, it's missing. So you can just right click, remove the component, and then right click, remove the component. Head back to your scripts. And inside API, just go ahead and drag the API in. You do not have to fill anything out here. And then inside the func, just go ahead and drag the function in. And then it's going to ask for all of this. However, I broke it down really nice and simple for you, so it's easy to understand. The first thing that we're going to work with is the login with username and password. So if you come down to login sections panel, login with username and pass panel, and this is everything that you need. So the login username is going to be the login box. The login password would be the password box. And then for the register section, we'll actually going to skip that, skip this. And then right here where it says login status label, we're just going to drag over the status label that's right here. Then you can close this section and you can come over here to login register with license panel, and then well, actually, before we get there, what you just set up right here is basically just for the login part. So we'll actually do the register part next. So if you only want the user to be able to log in with a username and password, then continue this part, and then the register you will need it as well. This one is only if you want the user to be able to log in with a license only. Um, so to like log in and register. If you want them to be able to log in and register using a username and password and a license, then you can do it this way. Um, so we'll go to the register section, make sure that we're on Func, and then click on register section panel, the username, the password, and then the license. And then down here, register status label. That's it. So that's all you have to input if you only want to use the login with username and password, um, and then register using the username, password, and license. If you do not want to use this function, then you can just go ahead inside of your code and you will remove this, and then you will come down and you will also remove this, and then you will only be left with the login and register, um, which is pretty simple. So I'm not even going to fill that out, um, because it's pretty self-explanatory for the login register with license only. All you would have to do is go back to the login section panel and then click on the login register with it, and then just drag in the license box and then drag in the status of the license. So actually, I guess I will just go ahead and drag those in. And then click on the login with username and pass and click on the login button. Come down here and it should say it's missing. All you want to do is drag the func into there, click on no function, come down to func, and then click on login type. And then for the register, just go back to the register panel, register button. It's going to say it's missing. Go ahead and drag the function in there, no func, and then register type. And then if you are using this, click on the login register with panel, and then click on the button. It will say it's missing, and then drag the func, no func, function, and then license type. So that's pretty much all that you need for that. Um, and then breaking down the code. So the login type is right here, and this is for the login and username. So we'll make the request using the login that you provide, which is the username and the password. And then if the response is successful, then this is what will happen if it is. And if not, then you can just go ahead and leave this, and it will tell you what happened and like why it didn't work. So when I am successful, it will have the login status label display my username. And if not, then it will have the login status display what happened. For the register, it's basically doing the same thing, but getting the username, the password, as well as the license, and then checking if it is successful. And if it is, it is changing the status label to success, and then my username. And if not, then it is changing the status label to the issue. And then down to the license, same exact thing, but just checking the status of the license and success. Then it was to say success, and if not, then the issue. Um, Now the next thing that we're going to get into is the displaying user information. This is all the information that it will display. Um, so current session, username, expiry, and all this. If you don't want this, of course, you can just comment all of this out. So say that you don't want to show the IP address of the user, then just comment that out, and then just make sure that you come up here underneath the user information, and then you comment that out as well, so it's not displaying and it doesn't give you an error. So I would just comment that out because I do not want it to show the IP address, and I also don't want it to show the hardware ID. So we'll just go ahead and copy those out. I'll comment those out. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go back to my Unity project, let it load. And now that it's loaded, I'm going to come down here to Func, and I'm going to insert all of this. So let me close these. And if I go to the user information section panel and click on the user information, this will be all here. So the current session will be in here, username, expiry, subscriptions, creation date, the last login label, expires in, the number of users will be the users, and then the online users will obviously be the online users. Number of licenses will be the license label, version, and then the customer link panel. And then I think I inserted everything. Okay, so that's pretty much all that you have to do for that. I'm not going to break down how the chat room works currently because I do not have the chat room code made for this. In a later video, I will show you how to set up the chat room, as well as the leaderboard, and how to do a few other features. If you want to know what those other features are, you can come over here and just click on the README, and it will break down like what it is. Basically, it is just webhooks, so sending secure data. How to download files. So if you want to download something within your game, you can do it. Show variables, chat rooms, as well as leaderboards. So now if I just go back to the website and manage application, if I go ahead and click on users, I'm just going to go ahead and create a user. The username will be A, and then password will be A, and then I'll have it expire tomorrow with a default subscription. And now I'll just go ahead and click add. So it's successfully added, and here it is. It will show the hardware ID, IP, and everything. This will only display on the website. Again, if you do not want anything to display on the application, you can just go ahead and comment it out like I did with the IP and the hardware ID. So now if I go back to Unity, click on play, it will look something like this. The only reason it's looking like something like this is because I actually did forget one thing. If you're adding this to your own project, obviously it won't matter, but I will need to fix this. So it will look like that momentarily. So if I just go ahead and click on here and do A, and then A, and then login, welcome A. And now I know you can't see it on here, but if you go back to the scene view and come over here, you will see the session is true, A, when it expires, my subscription, the creation date, and all of that. The only reason that it's showing like this is because I actually forgot to change the camera views. I didn't add it in the example, so it's missing something for it, but that really doesn't matter because I'm sure you'll be adding this to your own project anyways. But it does work. So if you do have any questions about this, just again feel free to comment down below. The code is pretty self-explanatory. I try to like give a comment and like tell you what it is, like what it's used for. Everything that is inside of the function, like the Unix and the expiry days left, needs to be there, as well as the KeyAuth app in it. But again, if you read it, and it will tell you if it needs to be there or if you can remove it. Hopefully this video was good and didn't confuse anyone. But again, if you are having any issues at all, you can just comment down below, or you can join the Discord link. Join the Discord. The links will be down low in the description. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.